Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. I'm trying to get my clock right on my computer because it's saying still at 4:30. It's still on somebody else's time and not daylight savings time. Tell me to subscribe. Not new. Anyways, hey, y'all. Come on in. I miss you guys. I feel like so long we ain't had no talk. It's been like a week and a day, 2 days, 3 days. I had a very long weekend. Come on in. Put some lime green hearts or blue hearts in the chat if you up in here from me or Sean. He'll be up in here just a second. He'll be here soon. And hopefully we'll have some more special guests today. It's not our usual day for this. But hey Kia, I didn't want to leave you guys all weekend with nothing and a whole nother week. And then next week I'm gone again. So I just had to come on today and make sure I could check in with you guys. I don't want to miss you guys too long. Had a gender reveal for little cousins this weekend, so that was fun. Had fun doing that. We're having another girl in the family, so we're having another beautiful blessing on our way. And what better than to figure out what love is while introducing a new one into life? Because babies are love. Need a lot of it as well. So you guys come on in. We'll get started in a minute. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share, subscribe. There's an echo. Let me see. Is that better? Sound better? Maybe I have that other window open and so the mic on that maybe echo. But like, share, subscribe, come on in. Please hit that like. Share with some friends. Tell a friend that tells a friend that tells a friend that talks too much to tell their friends because they're gonna tell everybody. So I need you to find that friend so they can come on over here, hang out with us in this new little nice spot. Hey Monique, come on through, people. Let's get up in here. I don't know what is going on. It's still doing the echo? That's so weird. Okay, you know what? Let me just close this out altogether. All right, is it still echoing now? I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's still doing it. Hmm. All right, let me try to come down and then come back. Let's see what happens. Boom. I'm back in the room. Is there still an echo? Y'all let me know. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Shoot, my computer don't want to act updated and stuff. It don't want to change its own clock. I got to figure out how to change it now. Are we good? Okay. Thanks, Kia. Thank you, keeping your girl on track. Shoot, child. Nice haircut, by the way, too. I like it. You look good, mama. I'm gonna stay away from you short haired heifers. Y'all trying to get me to cut my hair again, and I won't do it. I refuse. I'm gonna keep putting on these little short wigs, so I don't do it. So I'm gonna do it. Thank you. Come on in, please, please. Again, I'm sorry for the echo in the beginning, so I'm gonna repeat myself real quick. Please throw some lime green hearts for me, blue for Sean, or whatever the hell color you like in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Show some love. Let us know that you're here. Come participate with us. Hey, everybody, I've missed you guys. It's been so long. I know I'm going to miss you guys again next weekend for the Ready to Love because I'm going to be at a concert, so I ain't going to be worried about these people and they mess, okay? I'm going to have a good time and live my best life and be stress-free from them, okay? That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to let y'all talk about all of that craziness next week. Though I do have a lot to say on it, and I know y'all know I got a lot to say on it. But I like to wait till everything comes out and not jump the gun on things or not just take sides because I'm a woman. Because I also know that I'm a woman and I know a lot of women, and I ain't saying that all of us do, but I know a lot of women that play games when they, got their feelings involved. So I need to be able to hear and see everything for myself before I make that call on what's going on. But thank you guys for all being here with me. Shawn to be here tonight. We got Shawn back in the building. Of course, he's always late, so y'all know how he get. I got to get on him and stuff. And hopefully we'll have some more special guests tonight. I'm not really sure. It's a work week and, you know, people are doing what they're doing. But if they can't make it tonight, that is okay. Because we're going to talk about love anyway. And we're going to talk about what the heck is love. We always want it. We need it. We search for it. You know, we want to have it. But what the hell is it? Do we even know what it is? Do we know what we want? I know us women don't never know what we want, especially when it comes to eating. But do we actually know what love is? So we're going to have a little talk on it today. We're going to talk about a couple of other things as far as what love concerns with love, as we kind of prepare ourselves to find our one, you know, and that's what this whole segment is really about, is preparing ourselves to be in a state of being able to receive and give love in a healthy, productive manner. You know, I want to see us all win. I want us all to have Black love. I want us all to experience it for the lasting haul. I want us to have it for like ever and ever and ever. I'm just a lover of love. And, you know, I want to see people thriving all the way in it. I want more little Black babies. I can't give y'all none, so somebody else got to do it for me. I want us to just move as a people, as a unit, and just grow into our beautiful, like, monarchy selves, like, and not just monarchy, but patriarchy selves too. You know, I want us to be the kings and the queens that we were always meant to be. We are kings and queens of this earth, period. And I don't care who you are. God put us here for a reason. And this is supposed to be our thing. So I want us to really thrive in one of his greatest characteristics, which is love. You know, the Bible defines God as love. And so if he is this and he made us in our image, we ultimately are that. We embody it. We are always constantly searching, looking for, living for love. And I know, especially as Black, we tend to not really give ourselves we don't give ourselves much love, especially across to one another. We don't share the love that we should with each other. And I'm not comparing this to anybody. I'm just saying what I see across from us. I think we lost something in the cycles over time of how to really love ourselves. And I know when Shawn get here, we're going to have this debate, because I say unconditional love can be, and it does exist. He thinks otherwise, but I'll let him get into that part himself. But anyways, while I got you guys here, let's go into the beginning of this little thing. Let me click on here, because I was going to define what love is. And so I brought it up on the Webster Dictionary. So, you know, this is people's opinions on what love is. Let me bring it up. And hey, everybody out there in the chat, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here with me. You can be anywhere in the world, YouTube streets, you know what I'm saying, hopping around. I don't care what you're doing, but you made it here with us, and I appreciate you for it. If you got you a glass, toast to you. You know, I'm on my little waters. So toast to you and everybody out there. Much love, respect, happy Monday. We're going to start this week off good. And let me click on this. Since it's not echoing anymore, I can probably get it to act right. So, okay. So, I hope you guys can see that pretty well. I don't know if I can make it any bigger, but it has love as both a noun and a verb. So that means that love is a thing and an action. If you guys understand, I'm pretty sure you guys are grown now. Y'all understand how nouns and verbs work, you know, so I'm not going to be condescending and make fun of nobody. You know, I'm still learning myself. But anyways, it says love, definition of love, and this is entry 1 of 2. It says a strong affection for one another arising out of kinship or personal ties. An attraction based off of sexual desire, affection, and tenderness felt by lovers. Affection based off admiration, benevolence, and common interests. For assurance of affection. And as we go down, we get to love as a verb. And it says to hold dear, to cherish, to feel a lover's passion, devotion, or tenderness, cares, to fondle amorously, to copulate with, to like or desire actively, take pleasure in, and thrive. Now, this is a funny thing as I read this definition of what love is. It still didn't tell me what the hell it was. I was like, what the fuck? These are all acronyms for what the hell, synonyms for what the hell love is. Like, but what is it? And so it's just a strange thing that we're so desperately looking for this thing. And it's just like, it's nothing but a belief or a feeling. You believe you love something. You believe you feel these things or whatnot. It's just like, I guess you can relate it to how we feel about God. We know he is there somewhere. We've never seen him, but we have these feelings for him, And so I started to really think about that as a whole. Well, if the Bible says God is love, and so why not just have this feeling for something, even though we don't know exactly what it is? Why do we have this feeling for something like this? If we are created in God's image, it's innate in us to have this feeling for love, to want to have love, to want to be loved. I was hoping to have my guests up here so we can have different conversations because, everybody has different views on what love is to them based off of their childhood experiences and what life has taught them as they went down their journey. Oh, good one. We're going to have to get on that one too. Real love. You say you don't believe in real love. You don't believe real love ever goes away, but you may have a distance yourself when it's unhealthy. That's a good one. I like that. See, now then we'll have to figure out what love for ourselves mean, and not for ourselves like that, but what it means to us. Because as I read it, there's two different things there. It's like, yes, real love may never go away. But at the same time, if it's unhealthy, is it really love? You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that like you don't have the love and because the person is unhealthy, but love should be a mutual thing. If it's somewhat a mutual thing, even though we can just give it for ourselves and we can give it to others without having to receive it back. But I think real love should be a mutual thing. And that's just my opinion on what real love should be. I have love for people. Do they have it back for me? Possibly not. I can't do anything about that part. But I think when I think about real love, it's being in an actual connection with somebody else. And that connection is something that they should, and we're imperfect. We're very imperfect. So hurt can come out of it. It can be unhealthy at the time. And I kind of get what you're saying, Kia, that it may never die if you both did really love each other at one time when it was healthy, so that's a good one. I like that one. It's kind of deep, girl. I'm gonna have to have you jump up here. And don't be trying to tell me you ain't camera ready. You stay camera ready. I know you. But yeah, so as for me, what I feel love is love is appreciation. Love is definitely patience. Love is humbleness. I know the Bible like to say love is kind and all these things, but you have your tough love sometimes, and tough love is not always the kindest. What do you say? love is a feeling and is shown by your actions. Yes. Yes, Janice, it's definitely a feeling. And like I said, it's a noun and it's a verb. So it's actual a thing. It's an actual thing. And then it's an action. So, it's two different versions of one thing. Um, but going back to what I was saying is what love is. Love is patient. Love is sometimes kind. And like I say, it's not always, because you have your tough love where you have to show the love in, I'm going to choose the right word here, in a respectable manner. But sometimes it has to be real, meaning that it has to be 100%. I'm telling you this for your good. And that sometimes those truth hurt. Sometimes we say things out of love because, we might not be the best at relaying the message that is coming from, but we are saying it from a good place. We're saying it from our heart. We're saying it out of love. Especially if you're a parent, you kind of understand what I'm going with this, because sometimes we tell our children certain things to keep them protected and safe. And it's not always the politest way that we say it, but it is out of love and respect for that person that we say certain things. We do this with our friends, the ones that we love. We show them a bit of tough love sometimes. If we're a real 100 friend, sometimes you got to be straight up and honest with your friend. You got to tell them, hey, boo, yeah, that shit was funny, but yeah, you didn't do the best right there in that moment. Or, you effed up. You know what I'm saying? That's point blank period. You effed up in that moment. You need to own your it is what it is. But some of us don't have real friends like that, so we ain't gonna never have that conversation. That's something else. Yes, Tiffany, love is definitely an action. And you have to put in the time. You have to put in the work for love. This is why a lot of relationships don't work and fall in and out of love all the time, because they don't put in the work. People don't do the necessary to sustain love. I had to make my screen bigger because I don't have my contacts in, so I can't see ish. It says, what you say, Kia? I have looked for folks that did not have the capacity to love, but I never let those people change me, making me stop being the person that I am. Again, you can love from afar. Definitely can do that, and definitely do not let people change you or jade you from finding love. You don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to change the way you love if you know it's appropriate. And I say it that way because some people only know how to love the way they were taught growing up, and some of that is some people think that physical violence is love because that's what they've seen in their house. So a respectable, healthy way, we know that's not true. We know that you cannot put hands on somebody and say that you love them, but some people were taught love that way, unfortunately. And that's that nobody ever explained to them. That's not love. So I have to be careful what I say, as far as that goes. But I don't want people to think that you can physically do anything or emotionally abuse people and say, oh, but I'm doing it out of love. No, sweetheart, that is not love. So when you are in a healthy state of love, a lot of people don't know that. Like Kia said, a lot of folks don't get it. They didn't get it growing up, and she used a perfect word, capacity, for it. So they don't even know how to receive it when they see it. Sometimes you can do all the great things for a person in the world, and they just so used to people effing them over is that they don't even receive it when you show up. They can't receive you because they're just not ready. They haven't prepared themselves for you. And that's, why we're having this discussion right now, because we want to be prepared to receive the love that God has for us. It makes me think of that Medea play. I don't remember which one exactly it is, so don't fault me because I damn near watched them all. But where Medea said, you just keep praying. You keep praying for this man. You keep praying for this man, and God is over here sending you a man. And this is wrong. This is right, not right. And it's just like you're praying for the wrong thing, because God is going to give you what you're praying for. But are you praying for yourself to be ready to receive whatever God gives you? So I get that. You can't love from afar. I gotta love my biological mother from afar. I know Tyrone has tried to be like, you can get back from afar. Oh, we good. There's different types of love. Yes, Mimi, it's all types of love. There's already two different definitions in the dictionary alone. You got the verb and you got the noun. So there's different types of love, definitely. And that's why I didn't want it just to be me up here talking to you guys, because I wanted other people to share what they thought love was, and I don't think there's no wrong answer. Long as you're respecting others in the process, I don't think there's no wrong answer on what love is. It's just we have different ways, and we might not have some of the best ways to show or receive it. So that's that. Loving someone else means considering them, learning them, loving their imperfections, and listening to them. Exactly, Crystal. It's definitely that. All of that comes under that patience. And that's why I said love is patience. You got to have that patience. And you got to have that forgiveness too sometimes in love. I know certain people are going to say, oh no, if they break this deal breaker or whatever, that's it. That's it. Well, how many of us done broke God's deal breakers? And guess what? He's still going to give us all a chance. At least one more chance. We all going to get another chance. After that, then, hey, good luck then on you. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure I ain't breaking no more deal breakers. Once he give us that second chance, right now, I'm going to break them all so I get them all out the way. Don't listen to me. Don't follow my rules. Don't follow my advice, but just understand I'm breaking all the rules right now before I get my second chance from God. So therefore, it's all on my system, and then I don't have to worry about it later on, okay? So, I'm breaking all the rules. That's all you got to know. God is definitely love. Yes, kid, all the time you have to pray. You got to pray for yourself, man. I mean, we pray for others so much. We forget to pray for what we need to be working on and ourselves in that manner. We like to pray for ourselves when it comes to money, protection, food, house, pay these bills. God, please help us do this and stuff. But we don't pray for the stuff we really need in life to get us to that point where it's just like, all right, I'm coming to you for prayer, just for thank yous. I'm coming to just say thank you, bless you, God, for doing this for me and all that. But, it is what it is. Well, stranger danger.
Hello.
Hello. I ain't seen your face in so long.
Oh, come on now.
It's been a while because you weren't on the last live with Kojo, so it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. I took a little hiatus.
You was on a spiritual retreat and all and stuff.
I was fasting from YouTube paneling.
Hey, you need it sometimes when they be hitting us with them back to back shows. It's like, bruh.
Yes. Went on a little vacation. You back from Vegas?
Yes, I'm back. I came back in the wee hours in the morning. I made it back. So I don't even know how I'm up here with you peoples. But that's love, see? It's me showing my love.
That's it.
So how you been, Shawn? Because we miss you over here.
I've been great. It's nice to be back into the throes of things too. I missed you too, Jay.
Abby, you see Auntie? You came to see Auntie, Abby?
Oh, you see her rolling around?
Yeah. In the background, looking for something to get into.
She is not looking. She is presently getting into. She is actively getting into it as we speak. I flew in the door, and then here she goes. She's like, "Oh, you're not gonna give me attention? All right, I'll give you something to attend to."
Yeah, for real. She said, "Oh, he is online. Perfect."
She come bringing me her toys. She want to play fetch. Abby, this is not fetch time, okay? We're not playing fetch.
Say, yes, you. This is perfect time. Auntie is over there. She gonna say, "Go ahead, Liger." No, Auntie like to call me a Liger. Abby said, "Y'all talking about love. Let me bring the stuff I love to play with."
Exactly. Let me show you my love language. My love language is playing.
Exactly. Quality time.
Exactly.
Hello.
Acts of service.
Meaning you act on my services.
Exactly. You do what I like to do.
Right. On my time. Thank you. Oh, Shawn got a real whole wife over there now.
I'm telling you.
Oh man, I missed the laughs, man. Been away. We've been away. We ain't been to the pub. They shut down the pub on us.
That's it. Everything was shut down. We had a
Mask
quarantine.
off. Are you guys mask off out there now?
In some places.
In some
I
places.
think they're slowly edging away from the masks.
Yeah, they got us. But no, we're just over here talking about what's love is and stuff and whatnot. And for some people, it's love to take off their masks right now since y'all can take them off out here in California. They got them off.
Yeah, they're free. I mean, they've been free. California, I hear Texas is free.
They've been free in Atlanta and Texas. California wasn't that free, but now they couldn't wait.
Florida, please. Throughout the pandemic, they was doing what they wanted to do.
Florida said they ain't never been locked up.
They said quarantine who?
Y'all quarantine over there? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
We don't do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry that y'all going through that. Sounds terrible.
Exactly.
You know, you can always come out here, but don't bring too many of y'all.
Exactly. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, some stores I go to, I'm like, people looking at me like, you still wearing a mask? Yep.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, I still have mine on for the most part. I had to tell my daughter, I was like, you don't have to wear yours, but I'm wearing mine. And at the gender reveal, there was so many people there, and I was just like, okay, I'll be in a whole nother room, y'all. I got to go.
Now, remind me, who had the baby again?
It's my auntie in Vegas. Her daughter is having the baby.
Oh, nice. Is that her first grandchild?
Yes, it's gonna be the first. The boys is way too young, child. They have a baby. She gonna have a fit.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is gonna be the first.
Yeah, I was
excited. She's having a girl because that's what she wanted. So she's
all
excited.
right.
She's my mom had me at 25, and I just knew it was gonna be a girl because I'm 25, and I'm like, okay.
They got it all worked out that way.
Glad you're happy though, as long as you're happy.
My life didn't throw her any curveballs. She didn't sound like she was prepared for them. It's like, nope.
No, she was not prepared. The girl went and bought the pink cake anyway. Like,
oh, okay.
I was like, did you know what the baby is? She said, no, but I just believe it's a girl. Said,
go for it. Go off.
I said, what's going to happen if it's a boy? You got this pink cake. How you going to explain it? She said,
She was like, don't rain on my parade. Don't bring me down. She about to cut you right off.
Right. And that's how we're to stop being cousins.
Exactly. We're done here. You're being negative. You ever meet somebody like that? You know, I have a friend, they're like, anything you tell them that's contrary to their little belief, oh, you're being negative. Don't bring the negativity around here. I got you. Just trying to help with a little logic, but go off.
You're triggered.
Exactly.
I didn't think I was being negative, but all right.
Just had a question, that's all.
And what if it doesn't go according to your plan? See, there you go. There you go.
Keep that negativity over there, okay?
And you.
Who invited you again? Put you right out of the party.
Right on out. Right on out. Oh my goodness. Hot mess. Hot mess. Oh, Monday vibes.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for today. That hour threw me.
I didn't even know we had that hour until somebody else was. I was like, what? Apparently, my laptop didn't know we had it either because it still ain't on it.
So you've been rolling around an hour later.
This live would have been an hour later because the freaking stream y'all gonna tell me your thing is not until 5:30. I was wondering why it hadn't told me showtime or nothing. I'm like, it's not until 5:30, but you can start early. I was like, oh no shit. Thank you for telling me what I can do. But yes, Monday vibes.
Yes. So you went to Vegas. I was in North Carolina last week.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to stay another week.
I would have stayed, but I'd have got killed also. So
yeah, you had to.
I'd have been unalived.
Come home to a happy home.
Yes, it's the only way the home was gonna be happy because people couldn't sleep without me.
Yeah,
I like that though. Your life is miserable without me. No, just playing.
And your fur babies too. You can't forget Mustache and.
Oh my God, Bambi was so depressed. My poor baby, she was so depressed. She came for them snacks though. She wasn't that damn depressed. She didn't. She came out for them snacks, but she didn't come out for anything else. She was so depressed. She was so happy. And then we tried to just bring the stuff in the house. She was having a fit because she thought we was leaving out again. I'm like, I'm just putting the stuff in the house. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She was depressed. That's talk about some love. Talk about somebody.
Was she whining or something?
No, she just when she gets depressed, she'll just go and lay. She doesn't want to play. She doesn't want to come out. She don't want to see anybody. So she just goes in her bed and she just lays there. You can call her all day long and she won't come out. And sometimes she might not eat, but she was still eating. She looked greedy. But she'll go to where the points where she won't eat. But you offer her the snack. Oh, she'll be there. Mm-hmm. She'll come out for that.
And that's it. She's right back.
And go right back. So poor thing was depressed because me and my baby done left her and stuff. So she was stuck here with the cats. So yeah. How was Abby? Where'd she go? She went to your mom's?
No, my mother does not dog sit. She went
That's
to the
her grandbaby.
She went to the border.
She went to the border house.
Yes.
Abby wasn't depressed. She was there. Like, all my friends are here.
No, and what's so funny, the place that I take her now is actually her groomer who just went out on her own. So she does everything out of her house.
Mm-hmm.
So she loves it. The groomer lets her sleep in the bed.
Oh.
She has a puppy that Abby can play with. So
Abby living her best life. She was like, "Why?"
We pulled up to the house. She was excited. I could barely get her leash on to get her out of the car. She was like, all right, bye.
You can drop me off sooner?
Exactly. She was like, next time, what you do, instead of, rushing around in the morning, you could just drop me off the night before.
It's okay. She's fine with it.
Exactly.
Trust me, she's okay with it. She likes me here. And you don't have to pick me up right away. Like, you can pick me up last. Okay.
It's so funny because she's, they're so smart. Because when I called the groomer from the airport and I was like, I'll probably be there around like 3:00 to pick her up. She started packing up her stuff and she was like, Abby didn't want to play with her toys. She was like standing at attention by the door. She knew it was time to go. She said, you start packing my things up? Oh, that's my cue.
She's like, oh, you want to kick me out? Yeah, I got to kick me out. I got my own bags.
Mm-hmm. I've been put out of better places.
Right. I'll be back next week.
Save my spot now.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, Shawn, we just over here trying to figure out what love is, because I done read off definition, but I still like, what the hell is it? Like,
You figure it out, you let me know.
yeah. We all out here searching for it, but what the hell is it we looking for? Do any of us know what we looking for?
Well, it looks like you found it. You got on red lipstick. You got your red blouse on.
That's a good question too. Why is red the color for love? Why is that?
That is a good one.
I don't know. Hey, Ellen. Hey, Shanae. I don't know. Like I thought about that earlier too when I was putting it on. I was like, why is red the color for love?
It's a good question.
I'm like, when we bleed out, the air hits it and then it turns red, but we're losing life at that time. Why?
Right.
I was like, so is love us losing life? Like I chalk love up. This is what I said to myself earlier. I said love is a terrorist act on oneself.
Oh wow. Everything all right?
Because when you start to love something, you just go against yourself through the whole process. And yeah, no, Mocha, not because of our hearts, because the blood inside of your body is actually blue or deep red, purple and stuff. It's not until air hits it where it turns red. So when the oxygen hits it, so it's like I would thought it would be because of our hearts, but it's not. When you actually look at the mechanism of your blood and your plasma and all that, it's just the weirdest thing. I don't know. I don't know. John, what the hell is that?
Just she's entertaining herself.
Was that Abby?
That was Abby.
Red represents passion.
Yes, I just looked it up too.
Yeah.
It communicates passion, feelings of lust. Red also is anger and danger.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why red?
Desire, heat, sexuality, sensitivity, romance, joy, and strength.
But
Those
not
are all
love.
associated with red.
But not love.
Mm-mm.
Imagine that. I don't want to break y'all hearts on what Valentine's Day really is a cover up for, but
Oh, man, you went dark today. What happened?
Because it is really a dark holiday. Like you guys not you guys, but Americans just covered it up with all this love stuff. It's like, okay. All right, cool.
What's Mocha talking about? Am I doing a Stevie J? What? Stevie
Oh
J?
no.
Where?
Oh no. We'd have just put Shawn backstage. He is not doing that.
A Stevie J how?
I guess because you was looking down at your phone.
Well, he was doing more than looking down at his phone in that interview. First of all, he didn't have no shirt on. You saw hands popping out the bottom of the screen. He was distracted.
He done got comfortable.
Exactly. He couldn't even answer the questions. He was like, yeah, that's right. She's like, no, I asked you a question. Yeah, what you said is the answer to what I was thinking.
It's like, really, Stevie, you have an interview going on right now, no? Oh, okay.
He was like, yeah, I know. Do you know? That brother is not rap tight, boy.
Did you know what time you scheduled this interview? This is me time.
But keep going.
This is maintenance time right now.
Exactly. He's getting that work.
Maintenance gave me a window. I'm sorry. You know how they call and say they'd be between 2 and 4. They showed up early today. Oh no, that is not what's happening on this channel. No. It was shut this down. You know what? I don't know.
I don't know if he discriminates.
Right, I don't know.
I don't know if he discriminates. I don't get that from him. I think he's just an equal opportunity clown.
Creep.
Exactly.
Equal Creep Squad's #1 affiliate. He is not only the player, he is the president. Yes. Yeah, I don't know why I read, because all of those things you described really doesn't say love either, even though they're components of love,
Mhm.
possibly, but it's not really it though. Like, love is such a weird thing because we really don't know what it is, though it's a noun and a verb. I can
Mhm.
get the action part of it, but the noun part is like, okay, what is this thing? I
Yeah.
can't touch it. I could feel it, but I can't touch it.
Mhm.
I can show it. I can give it. I can receive it, but I, what is it? What is it? And so it's just like, how do we define it? How do we find it in general? How do we define it for ourselves? Whatnot. I don't know. It's a weird thing and stuff. So, what do you think love is?
I think love is an emotion. It's a feeling. It's a feeling of deep care. I think, obviously there's all different types of love. So if we're talking about, romantic love, eros, then, that's obviously the love of desire, of longing,
Mm.
of, relationship that's non-platonic, so I think.
Lady in the Sun says, define it as a covenant. Define it as a covenant.
I think, the interesting thing about love is that not everybody masters how to love the other person.
Hmm.
So I think that's a whole different kind of love. And yes, there's a covenant in that. Could be between a husband and wife, could be, from parent to child. But the covenant part is when the person is loving them how they want to be loved. And I think that is the challenging part for us because most of us know how we want to be loved
Do we?
and articulate that. I think so. Like we know what makes us feel loved. We know, what makes us feel secure. But I think when it comes to relationships, I think that part and loving the other person, I think that's the challenging part. And that's what makes relationships a lot of work. Is that part is loving that person not the way you want to be loved but the way they want to be loved.
And the reason I asked really is because last week we started off with loving ourselves.
Hmm.
And though a lot of us like to be like, oh, yeah, I love myself and stuff, a lot of times we don't. We don't even know how to forgive ourselves for stuff. And that comes with loving ourselves, giving
Hmm.
ourselves the grace for, not being in certain places where we might have thought we would be at a certain age, or, making some choices that we probably shouldn't have. You just forgiving ourselves for human mistakes. And then even paying attention to the way we come off, not just to other people, but to ourselves, and a lot of people don't have that love for themselves, especially if you hear them. To me, this is my opinion. If I keep hearing a person saying, I have these regrets,
Hmm.
automatically I know you don't have love for yourself. Because if you love where you are, I think in my head, if you love where you are at that moment, you shouldn't have regrets because all of the things that you've done in your life has brought you to that moment. They might not have been the best, and you could have probably been better in some things, but as long as you love who you are, you can wake up every day and say, you know what, I'm okay with who I am. I don't think you should have regrets. And I think when you get to that space of loving yourself every day, just every day waking up to learn to love yourself every single day all over again, that's when you can start allowing somebody else into your life to be and able to love you the way you want to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Because you're growing just as much as they're going to have to learn you. So as you're teaching them how to love you, you are coming up with like new assignments that you both have to learn on the spot. You know, there's new things like I might like chocolate ice cream today, and tomorrow it's like I don't like it anymore. I want strawberry. And I have to know how to tell you that. And you have to be able to receive it to be okay. Now she wants strawberry, and I got to stop buying her chocolate. You know, and that's like what you're saying. That's where we do have the problem, and the failure is in those little bit of communications with ourselves, enough to communicate with our partners. Like, okay, I'm on a new change today. I've changed a bit from where I was 2 years ago. You know, and we have to just. I think it's tough. We have to, because you, it's like that action part of the word. You have to constantly do it on a regular basis, just to yourself. Love yourself every day on a regular basis to say, okay, I'm comfortable enough with me to show my partner or the world this, and just hope that they love me for this. And if they don't, it's okay, because I love me. You know, special guest. Hello, chocolate. As Crystal said, she loves chocolate last week. Hello, chocolate.
Hey, yes, Lord, I appreciate it. Hello, guys. How you guys doing?
What's up, Corey?
Good. How are you?
Long day today, man, but I'm here.
You had to work today?
Nah, I just got in from Birmingham, like
Oh
literally,
my gosh.
like 10 minutes ago.
We some traveling folks, ain't we?
Yeah, yeah. So
And the traveling pants.
what are you guys up to?
Just talking about love. Just talking about all the love that's going on, not in this world,
Mm.
you know, where we are in this world right now. So it ain't a lot of love going on. We're trying to bring it back, especially to the community of our Black lovely folks. So we're just starting off with what do you think love is?
Mm. Love is walking together. Love is talking together. I'm sorry.
Okay, Pastor. Right, Pastor.
No, that's Al Green. That's Al Green.
I know.
I was getting ready to say that
I
sounds like
know.
somebody's song lyric.
I know.
You know, Corey is good for a
You
song
know, Al Green
lyric.
was a pastor too. So come on,
That's true.
Pastor.
That's true. Al Grits Green. I know that's right. Love is an emotion. In my opinion, I think love is an emotion that that you have to choose to carry. You know, it's an emotion for yourself. It's an emotion for others. You have to choose and be open to that, to receiving that emotion and to give that emotion. I think some people may not be as ready as they may think they are when it comes to receiving that type of emotion or even know how to give that type of emotion. I think it was a question that came up before. I think someone said that, what do you do if you're dating someone who has never experienced love, never had an example of love? And the question goes into a spiritual realm, like, you know, do you know God? Do you understand that type of love? And so not really, he doesn't really understand it. And now you have to ask yourself that question: are you willing to be patient enough to wait for this guy to learn this? And when you learn it, you have to truly understand it. And I think that that's like the purest definition, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's everyone, but to see unconditional love and how it can make you feel to be the one to give it, not to necessarily be the one to receive it, but to be the one to give it. It's a fulfilling thing. That lets me know that you're one, that you're ready, you understand how to give love. If you get fulfillment by doing something for someone else, you know, it's not necessarily always about the other person. It can be mutual, beneficial. But yeah, I think love is something that we have to be able to capture and understand first before we can ever say that that we're in it, that we're ready for it, that we can do it. I would love to hear um, the examples that people receive love outside of family, outside of religion, like that first love. What about that first love made him or her that first love? What did they do? What was special about them? How did they move? How did they shake? To make you feel that way. Um, that'd be an interesting conversation to have with people.
Yeah.
Just to kind of dig in a little bit deeper that way. But yeah, man, I think love it can be a beautiful thing, but also love can hurt because you can love someone so much for something that's not working for you, but you can't stop feeling the way you feel for that person, and
Yeah.
that's just life. Doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you a dummy for doing it. It's just how you feel. It's just how you are. So, yeah, that's all I
That's
have.
what Kia defined as real love, when you get to a point where you still love them even though it's not healthy anymore.
Yeah,
The relationship is not healthy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You said some things that Shawn had brought out too, and I find that um, interesting to the most part, where when we start talking about love, it always goes to the part of people not being able to receive it,
Hmm.
or being ready for it when it comes along.
Yeah, yeah. I think some people can identify it, but not be um, able to receive it. Like people look at different couples and be like, "Oh, I want that type of relationship," or I want that type of relationship," because they see it on TV, they see it on social media, whatever. But you don't know how they got there. You don't know the steps it takes to get there. You think you're just supposed to add water, mix it, and then it just magically appears. That's not the case. So,
Mm.
um, yeah, I find it very interesting. So that's why I dig into conversations about that because to truly find out if someone is really ready for love or ready to give or receive love takes a little bit of conversation. That's really all it takes, man. If you're a man or a woman, all it takes is a little bit of conversation with the opposite sex to find out if they really have what it takes to get you what you need to be, where you need to be, and then you can move forward from there.
Question: What, when, or what was the first thing that made you realize, or the first time you realized love? Like, say, this is love. It doesn't have to be unconditional. It doesn't have to be in love, but the first thing or first time you was like, I love this. Either one of you guys can go. Okay, I'm gonna pick y'all. Okay, Corey, you already there. I'll be trying to stay still. He be like,
Now, I'm trying to see if this is a person or a thing or.
not necessarily just anything. It could be a person. It could have been a person. It could just be an experience or whatnot. But the first time you felt what you feel is what you would consider love.
I think my first time loving someone and I realized it was love was when I caught myself kind of losing myself within that person. And I think that's something that those are those are also can be considered mistakes in love too, because I mean, you want to love someone, you want to lose yourself, a piece of yourself when you love someone. So I think that's how I felt when I first found love, like my first love. Kind of
Mhm.
lost myself in that person. I was like, yo, um, I was when I said losing myself, I was saying yes to almost everything the person said or did because not so much just to be a yes guy, but just everything they were saying, I was agreeing with to a sense. So it was like, okay, yeah, I'm down for this. I'm down for that too. I'm down for that too. Then I realized, hey, how much of this am I really down for? So how much of this person, how much is what this person is talking about, what this person wants to do, their goals, their future. How much of this am I really down for? How much input have I provided to said relationship? I realize I haven't provided much and I'm just going in for her. It's like, okay, I'm losing myself in this person because I like this person so much and I want this person to be happy so much that sometimes, I lost myself at that time. But that's a lesson growing up. That first love can teach you lessons. Um, the first love was some positive things about it, some negative things about it, but those positive things you have stick with you. The negative things you kind of grow and you learn from them. So that was my case.
But one quick question: Was you saying yes to a lot of stuff just to be around that person more or whatever, or it was just like you was yes into the things that they wanted to do for themselves?
Yeah, it was more like yesing because I wanted them to feel about me the way I felt about them. See, at that point, I didn't know how to. Um, well, it's going to sound horrible when I say this, but there are certain things that we're going to open the book. Let's open it wide open. There are certain things that a man can do. There are certain things that a woman can do that can make the opposite sex fall in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
You can be completely into someone. You can do all the right things, and that person can't love you. The difficult part about that, though, is that if it falls into the wrong hands, someone who's trying to manipulate you or something like that, that can be very dangerous. But if you want someone to love you, it's a way that you can go about doing that. But the purest form of someone loving you, just you just being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your everyday self, not trying to do anything extra, not trying to be anyone different than who you are, and that person still rocks with you just by who you are. That's the way to do it. You know. Um, so yeah.
They want to know your men's secrets, Corey, but that's for another day if you don't want to share today.
Hey man, hey, you gotta pay for that.
Yeah, you and Shawn got to give up the men's secrets so that these women can know when y'all playing them.
I mean, the thing about it is just, I will say this because I feel there's a guy code somewhere here that I'm on the borderline of right now, but but I will say this though, that there are things that men can do, things that men can say, men can act, and sometimes it doesn't always have to be a negative thing. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing for that man to behave in such a way because he wants you to catch up to where he is. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much when you use that. And if you use that in a genuine way, it's weird when you want your woman to catch up with you where you are. Um, but yeah, man, I won't go into details about it, but I will say that yeah, it's possible. But there's some good men that do that too. And it's not for manipulation. Just they don't want to feel that they're alone. And some people do are in relationships where they feel like they're alone in how their emotion is for the other person. I
Okay.
like you more than you like me. I love you more than you love me. Those conversations do come up. Those conversations do happen, and to kind of alleviate that from happening, man, we do extra things to show you if it's getting you a 2-piece and a biscuit from Popeyes when you weren't expecting it, or it could be something silly, it could be something funny, it could be something that's thoughtful,
Mm-hmm.
courageous, brave. It could be a lot of different things. So it's not pinpointed to just one thing. So, but it's just if that man has the heart to do it, he'll do it.
Gotcha. Thank you for sharing. Shawn, can you recall the first thing or person that you was just like, I know love. I know what love feel like.
So you mean like my first love experience?
It doesn't necessarily have to be your first love experience as far as like the opposite sex, but like, is there like you can go all the way as far back as childhood or whatever, like when you were just like love you because sometimes you have them childhood crushes or whatever too, your first little girlfriend in school or whatever and things. It might have been not totally what love is as an adult, but that might have been your first experiences, I guess.
I mean, I can't think of being in romantic love at that young age. I mean, I
Mhm.
think maybe like I think it probably like after college, I think I really felt genuine love. And I think that's when I just wanted to spend like every waking moment with her, just
Mhm.
like a longing where I knew like a day went by and I just was like, what are we doing? Where are we going? We made plans. And, I think that was the time when I kind of like felt in love because me being an only child, I'm so comfortable being by myself. And I know that I'm in love when I just want to spend time with her, and I'm willing to put aside that me time. And it's not even a thought. It's not even a frustration. It's kind of like, you know, oh yes, I wanna do things together, whatever it is, right? So I think I could think those moments when I first felt that way, and I'm like, wow, that's different. And I knew that it was something more than just liking her or liking a person, just but like it was deep.
Mhm. I'll say the first experience I can say I can recall, I believe, would have been when my mother was pregnant with my brother because I wanted a sibling. I wanted a sibling. My dad already had other kids, but I wanted a sibling from my mom or whatnot. And she came back pregnant, and I just knew I was in love with this little person. I didn't know what it was, but I was in love with it before I even seen him or whatnot. And I know I was in love because when my brother was born prematurely, so he had asthma for a while growing up. And so he would have asthma attacks when he would cry, and I would cry every time he cried because I was like, "Oh my God, please be careful, be okay, be don't nothing happen to you and stuff." So that was like my baby. Before I started loving anybody else, the next thing, of course, y'all know me and my fur baby, so I had a dog. But that was mine. It was my first dog ever. I got it, and it just, the little thing just used to drive me crazy because she would follow me to the bus stop and everything. It was like, you got to go home. Like, I don't know how you keep getting out, but I just used to love that dog so much. But as far as a person, when I got into high school, my actual off and on high school sweetheart, that that was literally my first love, and it lasted like that love for him lasted all the way up until probably like my second year in college. I had my daughter and everything, but I still had love for him. We were off and on through pretty much my whole high school experience or whatnot, because he was a little bit older than me, but I was like there regardless if we was on, we was off. When we was off, I just like, okay, I'm not talking to him for right now, whatever and stuff. But when I'm ready to talk to him, I'll be back. And that's how it was or whatnot. And it was just the weirdest thing. And I had the opportunity to actually talk to him later on. And because he used to do some weird stuff, because the last time I know we broke up before I went to college, I guess I answered my phone prematurely. This is a story time, not a story time, but I answered my phone prematurely. And I caught this girl trying to ask, she was trying to ask what my government name was. She was trying to get my full name, and he's over there trying to tell her. And I'm like, well, when y'all figure out my name, y'all call back or whatever. And I had to ask him, I said, why did you used to have girls call me all the time? And he said, this was the funniest, and it was the realest thing. He said, every time I used to feel myself really falling for you, I had to break up with you. I was like, what? So my first love used to break my heart. So I get where you say love hurts sometimes, Corey, but my first love used to break my heart all the time through high school or whatnot. But yeah, I enjoyed every minute of it though.
So let me ask you then, do you think that you've experienced a love that is going to be hard to break for someone to come in to break it? Whether it's anything in this world, do you think you've experienced a love that's so high for you that you feel like it's just nothing that anyone could come in? They have to work real hard to match it or to excel this level that I'm feeling now, or that you felt before?
2 times. One time is God. And I'm not trying to be all preachy or nothing like that, but I have been off and on that journey pretty much my whole life. And so in the moments when I was off, I just knew he was still there for me. There's been signs that I know it could have been nothing but God at those moments for me. So I know anytime I start going through too much hardship, I chalk it up as that's the devil just trying to get me away from you. And so in this moment, I'm gonna be closest to you. And so that's why I go, is like nothing could take me away from God, period, or whatnot. And then I'll say there was a time, but until this last time, until Andre 3000 came into my life, Jesus. Wrong road, Shawn, wrong road. But I'm just saying, Andre 3000 came into my life, and that's been my husband. No, I seen a meme the other day was like, do anybody got them celebrity crushes that they be claiming? Nobody but death can keep me from Andre. That's all I'm saying, okay? There has not been, I know me and this man has never actually been together like in real life, but we've been together, okay? And nothing but death can keep me from him, okay? That's all I'm going to say.
I'll talk to him. I'll give him a call and let him know how you
Thank
feel.
you, okay? Because I know he's still in and out of Atlanta. His mama's, I mean, you know, she passed away now, but she was still there. Rest in peace, Mama. Mama Benjamin.
What about you, Shawn?
Shawn, is that all for me?
Yeah, I'm still stuck at Jay in this imaginary love in her head. But yeah, I guess being married, I mean, I would probably be if I didn't say that, I definitely would be you know, remiss. But yeah, sometimes I wonder if I'll ever find a love like that. So
Interesting. Mine will have to be my daughter. To be there for the birth when she came out, it's just the overwhelming feeling that I had. Amazing, man. Amazing. So that would, I don't think that will ever be eclipsed. I mean, I don't think anyone can ever get above that. And it's funny that we all mention something that is rightfully so. You know, the thing that it is, you know, rightfully so, it should be God. God is for all of us, really. And then for you, Shawn, to say your ex-wife, you know, that you've been there. That's a journey that you've been on. You know what I mean? So that type of love should be at that high point. And then for me, you know, to say my daughter, a child, man, it's tough because when you have those unmatched loves, you can sometimes be unattractive to certain people. You know, me having a daughter can be unattractive to some people because they don't want a man who already has a child, or they know that a man's going to love his child more than they're going to love him, that he's going to love her. And that's going to be a problem for some women. You know, some may admit to it, some may not, but you know, that can be a problem nonetheless. And I get it. I understand everyone wants to be number one in someone's life, and I get that. But you know, there's different tiers of number one in my you know, my
yeah, when you're a parent or you're married and stuff, there does becomes different tiers of it, especially if you're married and a parent. So you know,
right.
as my daddy used to tell me, he'd be like, "You're my favorite oldest daughter," and he'd go to the other one, "You're my favorite middle daughter, and you're my favorite baby daughter." It's like, okay,
that's
you are my favorites.
That's a good way to put it. I like that the way he did that.
So it's like, because when you start, I was gonna say you're saying nothing's gonna unmatch it, but if you ever have another child, it will probably be up there. I know it won't be the firstborn experience, but you know, say you have a son next.
No, no
experience. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your first boy and things. So, you know, that one is just like you said, it's gonna be a tiers of love. Like it's gonna be different. You have different love for each. And somebody said something earlier today, and that makes a good point right here. Especially as far as loving your children and loving the home. Try not to show favorites to your children, because we do pick up on that, or show favorites in your house on who's your number one and all this stuff like that, because that tends to carry out as they get older into society, that favoritism and not being a favorite or something. So it does bring into a little bit of emotional drainage on a child of having to compete against their siblings all the time.
The favorites thing is so hard. I would think it's so hard for a parent to do, because you have parents who want to love their kids so badly, but they're torn. They have a hard time doing it, either because they stay in trouble with the law, misbehaving, being disrespectful to their parents, to themselves. And it's like, I get it. And I think that's a deeper level of going with it, you know. So don't let me stray away from the topic when I say that. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
No, we'll definitely have a parent segment or some stuff or whatever.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
that's definitely a different thing or whatnot when we start going down there, because
yeah. I want to go
multiple
ahead.
kids and all that, and have to learn each one or
Yeah,
love them for
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
But because we do speak on kids and all this, and me and Sean already has this debate going on, does
Oh,
unconditional love exist?
ooh. Um, I think it's subjective. I do think that some can have it, some can. Like, I've seen some situations where it's like you still love this man through all the way he put you through. Yeah, I still love him. And that's unconditional to me. Like some stuff I've seen is like it's crazy. So because I've seen it, I can say that it's possible, but not everyone is capable of doing it. You know, some people want it, but to even just give love or to know how to give love just by itself, the unconditional part, that's like, you know, it's it's crazy. It's on a whole nother level to me. A whole nother level. Um, that means you have to see something within someone that sometimes they can't even see themselves. You have to be so in tune with someone to give them unconditional love. Like even when they mess up, you still see the good in them. You still see the good outcome. That's tough. That's tough. What did Shawn say? Shawn, what did you say, man? Did you say it doesn't exist? He was like, nah.
Not on this planet, not here.
Oh man.
Yes, I say that, I believe that God is the only one that loves us unconditionally.
Yeah. And that's the goal, to get to that point,
Mm-hmm.
to get to that kind of love, you know. But yeah, so I've seen some bad kids in my day that have done things really wrong to their parents. Like real cool with this guy's mom, and he would go into her pocketbook, steal money, steal her credit cards, go swipe, everything. It's like, and she still keeps him in the house, doesn't kick him out, still loves on him. It's a lot goes with that, man. So I think that next level is something on another level. I don't think it's really human. It's just on a whole nother level, like you said, and that's what makes what you say make a lot of sense when you say you feel only God can, because that's the next level. And to experience that, to see that it is the next level on its own.
Yep. And I think we try.
Yeah.
I do think we try. Some of us more than others, but I think that, and I guess it's just a very literal way of looking at it. I think we all have a condition, right? I think there's something that someone can do, loved one or otherwise, whether it's a family member, a spouse, a friend. There's something that they could do to make us take that love away. And in some instances, they deserve to not have our love. Doesn't mean we hate them, but I think we deserve to take. People, sometimes people deserve that love to be taken away, because some people don't even know what to do with unconditional love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
they definitely abuse it. And Sean, I'm going to tell you something, because I was
mhm,
sitting on it a lot today, just
mhm,
thinking, and I'm sliding to your side a little bit, but still, it's still there. And I say it's still there because, like we say, and God, God gives unconditional love, but at the same time, there is a condition with God's love too. When you really think about it, you have to obey by God's rules and do what God says. Right now, we all have unconditional love because, like I said, we'll all have that second chance to get it right. But then at that second chance point, that's where the condition comes in. And it's like, I love you, but you disobeyed me for the last time. That's it. And I'm not saying that he's not going to continue to love us, but he's going to get rid of us. So it's like, it's going to be on Kia's thing. I'm going to love you from afar, very far, far. but I'm still in here where, because love is such an action, the unconditional part is more of you taking more action in it, because you have to actively move yourself into that position. Once you get to a certain age, as a child, the conditions start to come in. We're not perfect. So I feel you, Shawn, where you said we're not perfect. The conditions are going to start to come in, and we start loving with conditions. We love unconditional until a certain age, when that first feeling comes in and it's like, okay, I'm not getting it back. A mother does love their child unconditionally until a certain point. A father will do it unconditionally to a certain point. At some point they'll sit there and say, I just can't. I throw my hands up. And there's some parents that will go all the way into the grave for their child. They'll swear up and down their child is not a mass serial, whatever, unaliving people out here in this world, but it's them actively living in that, and that's what I look at as far as unconditional love is you're actively choosing to be that for that person. You're actively giving them that person. I know Shawn's deal breaker is cheating. Well, when he decides he wants to actively give that person that unconditional love, being that they earned it prior to that incident, Shawn may overlook that possibly. I said possibly, may and stuff, but that's going to take you deciding. Giving actively, we don't emoji it out. Actively giving unconditional love and whatnot. But that's just going to be a choice that people have to make, and you can't give it to everybody. As much as we like to make fun of Will and Jada, they're both practicing actively giving unconditional love to each other. Technically, they are. Now, whether we agree with how they do it, that's what they're doing. If they want to get up there and lie to the world that there's no infidelity up in their relationship, they have their own definition of it. They're within their covenant of their marriage, doing what the hell they want to do. And according to them, that's what they're doing. They're actively giving each other that grace to say, you know what? I know you messed up right here. You are human, but I still love you anyway. That's hard. I don't know if somebody could stab me and I say, I still love you, but it probably depends on who stabbed me. If my daughter stabbed me, upset, I might be like, what the hell's wrong with you? Was it an accident? Please tell me it was an accident. I love you.
No, you dusted her right on off.
I ain't gonna say we might have not, she of age, so I might be able like, well, you want to fight about this? But I'm still love her.
What do you ask the question? After or before the knife is in you? I don't think you're gonna be conversing. I think you're gonna be talking with your hands and anything else you can find.
Like I said, you want to fight about this? You gonna stab me. Now tell me this was an accident. You thought I was somebody coming in breaking in the house. But I don't. To be honest, I don't see that would be something I would stop loving my child for. You know what I'm saying? That's just my child. She's going to make mistakes. She's going to do it. We're all imperfect. I've made my mistakes. I feel my dad still has a lot of love for me. Sometimes I'd be like, wow, I don't even know how, because I done cussed you all kind of ways growing up. I wasn't white kid with it, but in my head, it was a lot of you. Go ahead, Corey. You was about to say something.
Nah, I want to say I'm just laughing at you being silly.
Nah, and that's not what I'm saying, Shanae. I'm saying right now, yes, we all got that grace from him. He does actively love us unconditionally or whatever. But once that time comes where, Satan rule is over and, the new world actually starts or whatever, however you want to believe in it, it's going to be a time where some people will not get that unconditional love no more, because it's just like you had your fair share. Right now, we all have our fair share. That's how I look at that. We're going to have a Bible talk. No worries.
What's interesting about that is that I think that's where the difference is when it comes to unconditional love. In agreeing with what it's so rich. What is? I'm sorry. What's that so rich name? Shanae. Is it Shanae?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't want to say it wrong. I was nervous. Sorry, Shanae. Don't blame me on that one. But yeah. So I think that the difference between the two, the human form and the spiritual form, is that no matter how many times you mess up, God is there willing to forgive. But with a person, everyone has their max. If you come at me 100 times and you mess over me 100 times, okay, I may forgive you 100 times, but 101, I'm done. Okay, everybody has that breaking point. I think that's a huge difference. I think you spoke on that a little bit too, but yeah, it just hit me that what you were saying. Yeah, that is break. This is the difference.
Yeah. And it's like his love is constant, but his tolerance is not.
Yeah.
And that's the part of that condition that I'm saying. It's just like, he'll still love you, but when you just continuously disobey him, it's like, okay, well, I gotta love you in the grave now. Shoot, that's where you're gonna be. Keep on. I'm not saying I can't speak for God. I don't know what he gonna do. That's up to him. That's his plan or whatever. Yeah, it is no time mentioned where God love end for us. And I don't think it actually does end for us like that. Like they say, he remembers us in the grave right now. So, but I know there will be a time where it's like, okay, where we live, how we living now, when we go back to being, and if you guys believe, like I believe, go back to being perfect humans, his conditions are going to remain the same as they were when the first two perfect humans was there. This is what I ask of you. Don't disrespect me, and I will give you all that you need right in front of you.
Let me ask this question. Do you think, or yeah, do you think it's possible for someone to be in a committed relationship and have the ability to love someone and not love someone and still be in the relationship? Like there are times where you just don't love this person. I don't love you today. Do you think that that's normal? That's healthy for a relationship?
That goes into the next way of being in love versus being just having love or whatnot, and that's part of the thing. That's why I said that sometimes you don't, that unconditional love doesn't go without saying when you are decided you're going to be in a committed relationship for a long time, because when you start, and this is in my opinion, when you are in love, that's fleeting. Those are fleeting moments. You know what I'm saying? You love the person, but the in love phase is a high. So when the high comes down, those are those days. It's like, ooh, why are you here? Why are you breathing? Could you just go somewhere, please? Like, leave me alone. I don't want to see you right now. And I think that's when we are going through our changes. And we're having these moments where we have to rediscover ourselves and start to love. Like I said, we was talking about it earlier, start loving ourselves again.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're no longer receiving the love that they're giving us the same way, because we have went through a new change in ourselves. And so we have to start reopen ourselves to being loved a different way and being loved a new way. And so we have to also give them that grace to be able to catch up. And in those moments, that's when we have to communicate with that person, like, hey, this is where I am now. I know those things about you used to turn me on, but they don't anymore. And I wish you guys could meet my family so bad, because me and my aunties were having this talk, and one of my aunties is just so open, but she's going through a new phase with her husband right now because he's in that for sickness and health phase. So right now, his health is going down because he's older. He's an older uncle or whatever. His health is going down. And so she's taking care of him. And it's so funny to hear her. She's like, we're just cracking jokes about certain things and stuff. But she's like, yeah, certain things are just not sexy anymore. When you come in with certain things on, that's not sexy. But she's telling him straight out, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of knows where she's at with it. Like, it's not something that, why he got to come in like that? It's all in my head. He knows. So it's like, okay, well, let me try to make myself, even in this condition, a little bit more sexier for you, like, let me see what I could do, and that's just me. I think that part of it, when you start going in and out of love, that's what you're feeling. You're feeling those highs. And when the high come down, it's like, okay, I want to get it back again. If you love that person still.
Okay.
Or if you like that person.
Yeah, I think it's possible. Now, is it healthy? Probably not. I think like in any relationship, you might not always like the person. There may be times and seasons in the relationship that you might not be in a good space, but ideally there's still love there. And hopefully, if you're staying in the relationship, that you see value in it and you love the person and you still want to work on it, right? You just might be in a season of you two are not seeing eye to eye, or there's some things that you both are working on, whether independently or together.
Hmm.
But I think healthily, there should always be love, because if you don't have love in your relationship, that can very easily turn to something else. It could easily turn to resentment, could turn to disdain. And when that exists in a relationship, that's very unhealthy, because then you start to act that out. Just like love is an action word and you act out that love. If you don't have that love, whether overtly or covertly, you're going to start acting out whatever feeling you have in your heart for the person you're with, right? So if it's disdain, you might start nitpicking at them, or you might start, being very intolerant of the little things. Or if you're not that overt of a person, you might start doing things on the sneak tip, and starts with little things and then grows to other big things. So I think it can happen, and it definitely does happen in relationships, but it's really not healthy. I think it is healthy. We're not always going to like everything about each other all the time, and I think that it is great to understand that, because if you have that notion of walking around and being in a relationship long term with somebody and thinking that you're just going to love them 24/7 and it's going to be roses and you're going to be skipping through joy, you're setting yourself up for a disappointment, because people are people. And even that example, Jay, with your aunt, right? She might be with a dude that's like, look, sis, I'm however old he is. We passed sexy, boo. So you're gonna have to look for that elsewhere. He might be like, all right, this is something I think what you're saying is reasonable. Or she might run up against somebody that's like, look, babe, we done had 20, 30 years of sexy. I'm 60, 70 years old. You're gonna see me how you see me, you know and I think it's give and take. That might be it for him. It might be something different for her. I think as we grow in relationships, we also have to evolve and understand that people are not going to stay the same. And I think that's the hard part, because sometimes we want them to be the same, or we want that same feeling, and we have to fall in love, continue to fall in love with the person. Like Faith has that song, falling in love again. It's like you got to keep the relationship going. You have to keep falling in love with the person as they change, and then vice versa for you. But if you're looking for them to be one way, or if you're looking for them to be who they were 10, 15 years ago, and you want to be in love with that person 10 or 15 years ago, you might be setting yourself up for disappointment, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that, Shawn. Matter of fact, that's what I was going to say, as far as the fall in love with a person's growth, because it's easy to just fall in love. It's easy to love someone, but as they grow, your feelings continue to grow for them, and that's something that you really have to pay attention to as a, yeah, for yourself. Making sure that you're not going down a tunnel of falling from love to like to hate to can't stand, don't can't stand the sight of, before you fall down that tunnel. But you have to love the growth of that person too, because like you said, you can't look back and be like, hey, I like who you were, X amount of months ago. The person you are today, I'm not really rocking with you like that. Can you bring the other person back? You can't really do that. So yeah, you have to love and fall in love with the person's growth. As far as the love and liking in relationships, I also don't think that I won't go as far as say it's healthy, but I will say that it does happen. And because it does happen, does that mean your relationship is over? No, not necessarily. Because you are going to have the high times and low times. You're going to like and love at different times. You're going to like someone's the moves that they make at one point. You're not going to like, you're going to love it at another point. So I think by identifying what that is and playing it as just that. Because I think sometimes when you fall from love to like, it makes it seem like you're losing hope for that person, or you're losing hope for that relationship, and it's not always the case. You know, man, I used to love when X, Y, and Z did this, you know, and when they did that, they don't quite do that anymore. So should I just leave them alone? Should I just drop them? Okay, that's a personal decision you have to make, but I wouldn't base it solely upon that. You know, that's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, I think that that it's not something that's toxic, but it's something that you just need to be mindful that it can happen in a relationship, and it does not mean that the relationship is over once it does. Like once you go from love to like, does not mean you have to let that person go.
Now, with that said, what do you do in those moments for yourself to try to get yourself back to the love or in love or out of dislike for that person?
Well, in my opinion, I just feel like you have to remember what made you start loving them in the first place. And then you have to ask yourself, is that enough for you to stay with this person? Is that enough for you to um, take it from that point to where they are now, their growth? Is there any part of their growth that you do like, that you do love? And I think that like is stronger than a lot of people give credit to, because if you say, okay, I like it, but I don't love it, that's still a good thing. Like as long as the word hate doesn't come in there, or I can't stand, doesn't come in there, that's still a good thing. I don't like that you put vegetables in spaghetti, but I like the fact that you cook it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that you know how to make it, or whatever the case is. I mean, that's something tedious, but I'm just saying that there's just levels to it all. And I think that's one of the things you have to look at it and really just ask yourself that big question as far as is it worth it or not, and then go from there.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. And I guess as you spoke more, I understood more of what you were saying, because if we're talking about specific actions that you like or don't like, or you love or you don't love about the person, that is something I can distinguish and understand versus I don't love you, right? Like overall, right? The love is gone, because you hear that in relationships, and you hear, I fell out of love with the person. That's what I initially thought and responded to, was like, you can't be out of love with the person and still in a healthy relationship with them. But yes, I can understand that there were certain things that they did that you really loved and you enjoyed, and as time progressed, maybe that same thing that they did, you don't love it anymore. It actually annoys you because you've changed, or they're doing things that you don't love within the relationship. So I can definitely understand and agree with that. But I think overall, we should just universally, if we're in a relationship, we got to be able to say we love them, right?
Mhm.
Um, you
Is
know.
there anything that you do, Sean, like at those points or those low points that you do to try to regain it before you check out?
Yeah, I mean, I think there were things that I did in my marriage. Is it's just sometimes we set and we focus on the negative because that's right what's in front of us, right? Or sometimes that's the thing that we can easily recall. But Corey mentioned it, and thinking about reflecting back on the good times. It's actually a good principle, even in marriage counseling, um, is that you reflect on the things that brought you together. You reflect on the things that they do that make you happy, and then you think about what are the things that make you upset or that you don't like that they do, and then you kind of have to do a list, right? Doesn't have to be written; it can be, but you want to weigh it out. Do I love more of the things of that this person does than I not love? And I think if your list is longer on the don't love, then you probably need to reevaluate the relationship, right? And you may need to look at where you are, because sometimes I can love you with all of my heart, Jay, right? And I could be giving you everything I have, but and it's not to say you're going to do that exact same thing, but if you don't have that love for me, if you don't have that investment in wanting to see the relationship grow and continue on, my love for you can't fix that if it's not a love that you have the same to want to continue on. So I think sometimes in some relationships, and it's not easy, and I definitely can reflect on that when I think about my marriage, is sometimes you got to make a tough choice, and sometimes the choice has nothing to do with love and everything to do with you and that person not being in alignment, right? And you both could have love for each other, but if I don't have an investment in you and in the growth and the love that you need, that's going to carry through the relationship, then it's going to be a very tough relationship to continue. And so that's why for me, like when we started out, I said I think the difficult part is for people to love people the way that they want to be loved. I think when you see couples that are together for many, many years, one, they can overcome challenges, and two, they have learned to do what works for each other, right? So even the foolishness of Will and Jada and all that is them, right? They have learned to love each other the way that works for them. So there's a mutual investment, there's a mutual understanding of loving each other. Listen, the world might not get it. People might look and call us out there, but we know what we have works for us, and we're going to continue to love each other ongoing. And that's the part that's very, very difficult and very, very challenging, because we get into the self. And that's where I just kind of like wrestle with the unconditionality of love, is because it's very easy for us to get into our selfish bag, and we have a limit, right? Just like Corey said, like that 101, whatever, that people have a limit. I don't care what they say, everybody has a limit. And unfortunately, the Bible says love doesn't take count, right? Love doesn't take stock, but people do. People do.
You're not living in your love, Shawn. You need to live in your true love, brother, my brother. No,
You're back though.
No. So I'll answer that question myself. What I tend to do is I'm one of those type of people, like if I engage into any situation with you, I try to picture how long you would be in my life, if I could see you as a forever thing. And so if I do see you as a forever thing, what I try to establish in my heart at least is a solid friendship. Because one thing about me is I have a harder time leaving my friends than I do a relationship. And that's not just with girlfriends, my male friends and all that. I feel like they will be in my life a lot longer than most of my relationships, and I know that's because there's no sexual ties to one another, because once that get in there, that kind of fuzzes everything all up and everything. But a lot of times I have friendships that's been actually longer than my relationships. So I try to put that person as a friend first. So when we're in those low moments, I can step out of the relationship and go to my friend and say, hey, I know in the relationship part of this, I can't tell you this, but as a friend, this is how this makes me feel. And hopefully that person is my friend back so they can receive it and start to do what's necessary to make me feel a bit more comfortable as we're both growing, and vice versa for them. Because for whatever reason, as a whole, as a people, we tend to give our friends way more grace than we do a lot of other people. So for me, I just chalk that up so I can be able to start to try to build some form of unconditional love for that person. It's like, okay, let me put you as a friend first. As long as you don't disrespect me as a friend, I can always step out of the relationship part of it and go into friend zone and say, you know what? Okay, let's work back at getting back to where we are just back in each other's arms, loving each other this kind of way. And as a friend, I can tell them, listen, what you might have done to me is going to take me a little bit more time to get that genuine part of me back, because you already broke that piece of glass and I can't fix it all the way back. But I can get most of it back, but it may take some time. And you just got to bear with me through that time. I'm going to be this. I know me enough that I know how I'm going to act out during this time. And if you want to deal with it, now that's on you. I respectfully understand you. If you don't want to deal with it, you don't have to. That's your choice. But if you want the love that I genuinely had for you back, even a portion of it back, this is just the route we're going to have to go through right now. Because you broke that in the first place. And so, as far as repairing it, now we got to take these extra steps. But once we get there, we're good. As long as you don't do anything in that time frame, or however long it takes me, and I can't give you a time frame on it. Sometimes I really can't. I would love to be like, oh, in 3 weeks time I'll be all good. I would love to say that, but that kind of depends on how deep you cut me, on how that healing process is going to be. But for all fairness, I can sit there and tell you that I am a type of person that I can come back later on and say, maybe you can give it another go. Now, if you annoy me, my word is not hate, Corey. My word is annoy. If you annoy me, though, there's no coming back from that part. When you get on my annoying side, I don't even want to hear your breathing or nothing.
You mean the anointed side?
Yes, because I will bless you all the way out, sir.
So I do have a question I want to pose to you guys.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
For the longest time, I think you guys may know some people. I know I definitely do, that have a problem with the whole saying "I love you" first, right? And I want to know, what are your opinions on what you can attribute to that? Because being in a relationship, you feel how you feel about someone, but you don't want to be the first person to say "I love you." You hold back on that. You don't want to tell the person first. You need for them to tell you first. What do you contribute that to? What is the issue there?
I ain't never had to wait for somebody to tell me how I feel. I don't need your reassurance, and I don't need you to tell me it back either. I'm telling you because this is how I feel. How you may feel, that you might not be there. You might never get there. But I'm comfortable enough with myself to say, hey, this is where I'm at with you. You don't have to tell me back. And I'll tell you in that moment, you don't have to say it back. I'm not saying this for you to say it back. I'm not saying if you don't feel this, I would prefer you not say it. But me, this is how I feel.
Okay. Shawn?
I mean, I don't think I've struggled with it, but I think I definitely know it is something that does take place in relationships, and I think it just comes from a vulnerability. Not wanting to be vulnerable, scared of the rejection. Sometimes it could be scared of what the expectations of what it means. Especially as men. I know sometimes we may have the feeling, but we don't want to say it out loud because it comes with an expectation. And once we tell a woman that we love her, that usually means commitment to a woman. And to us, it just could mean, I really care about you and I see a future with you, but that doesn't mean I want to change my whole life, to fall into what you feel the love means for you. And I think that's where communication comes into play. And I love the fact that now we talk about love languages so much, because it puts words to the feelings and it makes love more tangible and understandable and not just this foreign concept. And I'm not saying the love languages does everything in terms of love, but it definitely gives us things to think about in relationships and how we express it to each other and what it means to us. So that's my thought. But I know people do struggle with it because they may hesitate, or I remember the first time, when it was said to me, and I did hesitate, and it was just because I wasn't sure, and I think that becomes a thing too, because sometimes you're not sure and you just feel like you're obligated or you don't know what to say. So sometimes people either hesitate or they don't say it, from that place of fear too.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with the vulnerability. And I think it's one of those situations where it is a familiar yet unfamiliar territory. And the reason why I say is because you've been in love before and you know what that last person expected. You know what their expectations were when you guys were loving each other. But now you have someone completely different. You have a new woman or a new man in your life that you're loving. So now when you set this expectation of love, let them know that you love them. Now you don't know what they're going to expect. So because you don't know what they're going to expect, it's like you're starting all over again. Like you've been here before, but you haven't been here with this particular person because everyone loves slightly different from each other. So you just have to be um, in that space where you can be willing to receive what they want to give to you as far as that feedback, as far as if they love you or not, and also what they're going to expect from you when it comes to love. And that's a good conversation to have. You know, hey, man, when we fall in love, we're dating now, we're having fun, you know, so everything's good. When we fall in love, I mean, what are your expectations when we fall in love? That's a good conversation. You know, I love conversations that make people think about the what could happen or the future. It's inspirational to a relationship to have those type of conversations, in my opinion. So yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said. Sure.
Now,
It's
do you guys think as men, let me see how I can put it. Do you think it's harder for you guys to say "I love you" first to a woman, or do you think that it's more for a woman? I mean, not harder. I don't want you guys to speak for a woman, but do you think that a woman is more less likely to say it in fear of reject? How you guys might perceive it? I'm trying to. Hopefully, I'm saying it in a politically right way for you guys not to be speaking for women, but to me, I think you guys, put it like this, I think you guys hold out because you guys don't want to feel in a way like you guys giving a woman more power than you because you love her or something like that. I could be saying it wrong, but having her have control over your feelings, so to speak.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not saying it right because I don't know.
No, I mean I hear what you're saying.
I know which one you wanted to go. That's why I was like,
No, I didn't care which one you guys with. I was just trying to figure out because I know it seems like I feel like guys have a harder time saying it first, but at the same time will condemn some women if they do it too soon.
Well, that's never been me. I'm the type of guy who I'll say it first. You know, I'll say it when I feel it. It's not really a first or not first, whatever. Say it when I feel it. But I have been in personal situations where I've told a young lady that I love her, and she was smiling and told me I love you too. And she's like, "You want to know something? I've really been loving you for a while now. I just was waiting for you to say it first." So when that happens, it's like, okay, now I'm questioning, like, why did you wait? You know, what was the purpose of you waiting? And it goes into a whole thing of that nature. But yeah, it happens. The fear of saying it first, for me, I think it comes more from the women in my particular case, in my experience with women. They have that fear of saying it because they don't know where you are. And that's a problem for me because I'm hard to read. When it comes to when it comes into a relationship, the woman I'm with I have to really be vocal about how I feel because her being able to look at me and tell how I'm feeling is very hard to do. I've been told that before, that I'm hard to read when it comes to that. So that's something that I have to continuously work on. Yeah, for me. But yeah, I mean, I get it. No one wants to be left out there on that plank by themselves. You know, hey, I told this man I love him, and he just said, "Oh, okay." That's not a cool feeling to have. You know, I know Jay, you said you don't have to say it back or whatever because you give the speech that follows it. You know what I'm saying? But if you just say it, it's just like dead air. A piece of that is like, ooh, that's an arrow to the heart a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You feel that draft of coldness, even though you're not taking it personal, but you just still feel it nonetheless. So Yeah, it happens. It happens to all of us, I guess.
Well, that's why I get that speech, so there don't be no awkwardness between you. You know, like,
Yeah, I know you try to steal from it. You know what I mean? So I definitely get it. Yeah, it makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I could see that it does play out that way. Unfortunately, sometimes it becomes a power dynamic, especially if the relationship hasn't been defined, right? You know, if we're not exclusive, right? You know, and we're dating or we just started seeing each other and there's no definition to the relationship, then yeah, it could lead to that, right? Or if you haven't had certain conversations yet, I think that could definitely put both people in a position of not wanting to say it if they feel it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess sometimes our experiences color how we view things. So I guess I'm just trying not to be biased in the sense of, I guess I thought like my experience has been like the women in relationships with me have said it first. And I don't know if it was, did I love them and I didn't know it? And then it took them saying it to open my heart to the idea of it. Um, so I'm not really sure on where that stand, but most of my experiences that I can remember of really, you know, the few times that I've been in love, it was the woman I was in a relationship with that said it first. So that's just been my experience. I don't know that that is indicative of every woman, and women, you know, I mean, I kind of feel like women are more in tune with their emotions than men are.
Mhm.
Um, and if they feel safe, they'll tell you how they feel. Now, if they don't feel safe, then you know they might be holding back those feelings, and that safety could come from just you or their past experiences that they've had that make them feel like it's not safe to share how they feel. But again, most if not all of my love experiences, they've said it straight out to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Jay.
Now I was just going to reset the room real quick. Thank you guys all for coming in. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And let me take this down so you guys can make sure y'all follow these brothers here as well, so you can see their information there on YouTube. These are everybody's names, so you can follow us all respectfully as well as here. So please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can get all of these wonderful conversations, because like I said, we have special guests on these topics at various times, so you guys want to be in tune when we have it. And please go ahead and jump into the chat and tell us your opinions as well. We're talking about love and what is love and all of these things. Yeah, I was gonna just say, oh shoot, I forgot my whole damn thought. Corey, sorry. So, resetting the room, I forgot my whole thought. But yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead, Corey.
yeah,
What you was gonna say?
yeah. I was going to say that something about a woman telling me that I love you first. There's nothing wrong with that, but it definitely makes me assess the relationship. It makes me look at it and say, okay, am I capable of loving this person the right way, the way that she wants to be loved? When that is said, I think it turns on a switch for me in the relationship to say, okay, what can I be for her? You know, if I can't be what she wants me to be, then I'm gonna let her know now. You know, hey, I appreciate the love. You know, I don't think I would say it at that same time. That's a jerk move. You know, someone say I love you, be like, yeah, that's not working for me. Like, but you got to be honest with her at the same time. And let her know, okay, you know, I see you feeling the way that you feel, but you know, I'm not there. I don't think I'll get there. Again, it's a conversation that can be harsh. There's no really nice way of saying it, but it's something that's a respectable conversation because they will have to respect you for your honesty. instead of leading them on. But if it's a situation where you feel like, okay, yeah, I can definitely get to love you, to this point as well. I see things about you that I can't love, and and you start digging into that a little bit deeper. I think it's just something that instantly happens to me when that comes up, though. That I just dig deeper, because I don't want someone to love me alone. I don't. I want us being it together. I think that's where it comes from for me. Is that if you tell me that you love me, you have the courage to tell me that you love me. I appreciate that courage. I appreciate you for having that courage, but I do not want you to be alone. So especially not alone, not alone for long. So if you love me now, I'm asking myself, is it there? Do I have it? Is it there? If the answer is yes, then okay, I appreciate that, and I'll tell you when the time is right. But if I was like, still getting those homie vibes from you, you know what I'm saying, then I'll have to let you know that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. And so I think that brutal, it can be brutally honest, but I think honesty at the end of the day is what's going to win for you and her.
Yeah, well, you both have to be honest. If I'm feeling a certain way, I can't hold that in or whatever and stuff, because then I might spite you for it. And true. I'm on the other side of it. I'm telling you because I have lost people and I never got that opportunity to tell them. So I rather tell you while it's there, so you at least know in case something does happen to either of us or whatnot, that you at least know you were loved or whatnot. And that's why I say you don't have to tell me back. I'm well enough to know that you might not be in the same spot that I am, especially if we're in a relationship setting. You might not be there. I might have gotten there a little bit more sooner because I might have been more open to the process than you are. Or I might just be in the love or the lust of it that's covering my eyes to say that I love you of what's going on and stuff. But it's not, I'm in love with you, and you have to know that difference. I'm a different person when I'm in love with you, but having love for you can come from me because I'm just a lover like that. I love my friends like that. So it's just like, I can tell you I love you and it don't be nothing. But then I'm also a person that can bring you to my parents' house and it don't mean nothing. So I mean, just, I'm just saying. But yes, we definitely have not really figured out what love is, but it is something to each of us. We all still want it and look for it, but once that person come along, I just want us all to be open and ready to receive the love. And I pray that that person will be able to reciprocate the love the way that, as Shawn puts it, you want it. Because that is very important, that it comes to you the way that you want to receive it, and that they're capable of giving it to you that way, not just the way they've been taught. And that might mean that you might have to teach them a little bit. Some of the process might be having those conversations of like, hey, I like these things like this, and then you might have to understand they might not be able to do it like that. So are you willing to still love past those moments or not? Shawn, are you willing to love past those moments when they can't love you? They can't fold your laundry the way you like it.
Why are you talking about laundry?
You folding laundry?
Huh?
Because I'm doing laundry.
Don't get me in trouble. Oh, did Corey bounce?
Yeah, he said he had to go. He's tired. He got to go to work. So, but yes, yeah.
Yes. My favorite love song is Music Soul Child. Love, yes.
I know that's been in my head all day. I was actually trying to find it earlier when I was making the post.
Yes, so I wish we could play music on YouTube.
I know.
I think, it is just so, we need Corey back so he could just read the lyrics, do the lyrical reading of that song, because it's, the chorus is, so many people use your name in vain.
Mm-hmm. We can actually read the lyrics. Hold on 1 second. Let's pull it up.
Through the ups and downs, the joys and pains. Like Music Soul Child is that brother.
I'll be seeing him next weekend. That's why I said I gotta leave, y'all.
Where? No.
They're having a smoking group, so I'll be seeing him, Erica, a whole bunch
of. Where are they gonna in LA?
Yeah, it's gonna be
you
here.
You don't love me. You do not love me.
I've been telling you. I've been telling
You
you,
love
brother.
me. What?
I was just about to choose your ass.
That ain't even right. Music Soul Child.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh. Let me see. I was trying to find. I wish I could just play the thing. I should just play like a snippet. No, just play.
Get yourself flagged
real quick.
I have it.
Okay.
So it's love. So many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid and I don't know how. Because there's a possibility you'll look at me differently, love. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, from then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change. Love. So many people use your name in vain. Love. Those have faith in you sometimes go astray. Love. Through all the ups and downs, the joy and hurt. Love. For better or worse, I will still choose you first. Many days I've longed for you, wanting you, hoping for the chance to get to know you, longing for your kiss, for your touch, your feel, and your essence. Many nights I've cried from the things you do, felt like I could die from the thought of losing you.
Sing it, mustache.
I know that you're real with no doubts and no fears and no questions. Love, so many people use your name in vain. Wow. Oh, we brought the lyrics, brought you back for it?
Came back for the reading.
Hey, man. I had you guys going in the background, and when Shawn said his love song, Music Soul Child, I said, oh, I got to get back on here and tell mine. That's so funny. But yeah, you did a great job reading those lyrics, bro. Great job.
Yeah, that's classic.
You gotta have Shawn guest appear on there. Y'all do a duet.
For sure. My love song is Love Hurts. It's by Gladys Knight. Now, I'm going to read. Can I read lyrics for this one? Because this is.
Is that the one off the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack?
No.
Oh, okay.
It hits a little bit differently than Music Soul Child, but I love Music Soul Child as well. Here we go. Hold on. Okay. It says, sometimes love can feel like the closest thing to heaven. Sometimes love can feel like you've been run over by a car. Yes, it can. It's the strangest thing I know. Make you feel warm when you feel cold. And if you're down on happiness, you better get used to the taste of sadness, because love can sure hurt sometimes. Love hurts and it don't. Love don't always work. Love ain't all it seems. It feels good, but it stings. Love hurts and it don't. Some people will tell you it's the best thing for the heart. What they fail to tell you is that it can tear your life apart. But you know it's as sweet as summer rain. But it can hit you like a train and fill your heart with pain. And it says love hurts and it don't. Love don't always work. Love ain't all it seems. It feels good, but it stings. Love hurts and it don't. When you know that you're alive, because you feel so much pain. When you feel you can't survive, but you make it anyway. When it feels too good to stop, but it hurts too much to stay. Then you know, yes, you know, you gotta know that love hurts. Man, those lyrics to me, man, and then the way she sings it, it's dope, man. Gladys Knight sings that song like perfectly.
Well, you know, Gladys is she got that voice, you know what I'm saying? Well, since we all sharing
Yeah,
I love songs, you know what I'm saying? Even though Music Subchild is up there, but this was my first favorite love song and video.
oh.
It was No Ordinary Love by Sade. Y'all know I gotta get that alien love, you know what I'm saying? So I never thought my love was ordinary. Okay, since we're doing this. I gave you all the love I got. I gave you more than I can give. I gave you love. I gave you all that was I have inside, and you took my love. You took my love. Didn't I tell you what I believe? Didn't somebody say that a love like that won't last? Didn't I give you all that I got to give, baby? I gave you all that I had, all the love that I got. I gave you more than I could give. I gave you love. I gave you all that I have inside, and you took my love. You took my love. I keep crying. I keep trying for you. There's nothing like you and I, baby. There's no ordinary love, no ordinary love. This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love. When you came my way, you brightened every day with your sweet smile. Didn't I tell you what I believe? Didn't somebody say that a love like that won't last? Didn't I give you all that I got to give, baby? This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love. This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love. I keep crying, I keep trying. There's nothing like you and I, baby. This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love, no ordinary love, no ordinary love. Because I keep trying and I keep crying for you. But I keep flying. Now, yes, I keep flying, but then I'm falling, 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 falling for you. Thank you.
Yes. Well done, Jay. Well done. I think an honorable mention for me is the song "Love" by Kurt Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A word that comes and goes, but few people really know what it is to truly love somebody. Man, that's a good song.
Now, don't take us back to
yeah.
That's old school Kirk Franklin. But it was harmonizing, boy.
Yeah, man.
Can we get that love and happiness, though, Corey?
Singing in the background, he had like 5 singers. You know, Kirk be going through different choir.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Mini choir.
Can we get that? Can we get that love and happiness though? Can we get a little Al Green before you really dip on us?
Ooh, man. Yes, ma'am. Where are you talking about?
Love and happiness.
Want me to read it? Or sing
it? I'm gonna make you do wrong. Yeah. Just say it like a pastor. Love will make you do right. Yeah.
Better hit that note. I know that.
He's a pastor, man. Wow.
All right, let me see. I don't know why I like doing this. I have to read my lyrics. I don't like being on screen.
We can still see you. No, just
right. That's funny. Love and happiness. Yeah. Something that can make you do wrong and make you do right. Yeah. Love and happiness. But wait a minute. Something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone. It's 3:00 in the morning. Yeah. Talking about how she can make it right. Well, love and happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. There's nothing wrong with being in love with somebody. Yeah. I'm sitting thinking of the song in my head. I have to say, love and happiness. Love and happiness. You be good to me. I'll be good to you. We'll be good together. Yeah. We'll see each other and walk away with victory. Yeah. Make you do right. Love will make you do wrong. Make you come home early. Make you stay out all night long. The power of love. Wait a minute. Let me tell you about the power. The power of love. Yeah, the power. Ah, good stuff right there, man. Al Chris Green broke that thing down, boy. He broke that thing all the way down back in
And
the day.
believe in the power. Choir. Power. Yes. Woo. Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Corey.
Wasn't that Luther you was just singing, Jay?
No, Luther don't say nothing about power.
The power of love.
No, he said in that song.
Oh, I thought there was I thought that reminded me of Luther. Doesn't Luther have a song, Corey, The Power of Love?
Somebody.
Yes, he does. I was there talking on
Somebody
mute.
does.
That's what I was saying. And then there's like a choir in the background. Then there's like in the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me when you were singing.
Oh, no, because I was like that part right there because they start chiming in the background when he say power. Make you come home early.
Did you see Future's comment?
What she say? Which one?
She said, if Corey starts singing, y'all see a white lady take a lap around the sanctuary. Corey, we need you to sing so we can see Future.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
I have one comment star before
Please
you go.
come and sing.
Octavia has said earlier, do you think we extend as much grace to people like we expect from them? We all make mistakes and hurt people the closest to us. So I think what she's basically saying, do we extend the grace to others just because we want it back?
Do you think we extend as much grace to people like we expect from them? We all make mistakes and we hurt the people closest to us.
Ooh.
So, like, is that more like reciprocity?
Reciprocity. Because I remember when I was saying earlier, when she had wrote this comment or whatnot, that we tend to. I pick friends. I try to be a friend with the person I'm with, so I can forgive my friends more. So then I can forgive a relationship. And so this is where this comment was in that area of me saying that. She was basically saying, and I'm thinking this is right, I'm not sure, but that we give that grace, we give out as much grace to that person that we will want back.
No, I don't think she's saying that because people don't naturally do that. I think she's saying that she's questioning is if we give as much as we expect because we hurt people, but do we give people the same grace? Understanding that we do hurt people. And I think we struggle with that. And I think that's kind of what, from what I'm reading, she's tapping into is because we do hurt so often, whether in relationships or friendships, we hurt those closest to us and we want to be forgiven in those times. But sometimes we're not always as forgiven. And that's when, biblically, God reminds us how we need to forgive, but it's challenging. And that, kind of goes back to that difficulty that we struggle with, especially the conditionality around our love, because it's hard, because if I hurt you, it's easier for me to ask you for forgiveness because I know my heart and I'm like, oh, shucks, that's a big mistake. I didn't mean to hurt you. But when I'm on the receiving end, sometimes it's like, nah, you went too far, wrong road. I might be able to forgive you, but it's never going to be the same, Sometimes it works out like that.
Yeah, my forgiveness. I give grace, but it might not be the way you want it. Put it like that. It might not be the way you want it because I recall people would be like, oh, after a breakup, we'll be friends. It's like, okay, eventually, maybe, but not right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna be friends right away. Don't look for it right away. I can't tell you when we'll be friends if we ever be friends again. Like there's certain damage that was done that I would need my time to heal from, and you can't tell me how I should heal or how long it should take. Yes, Mustache, are you still healing too? Or you want to continue singing some songs?
She's like, no, you forgive me all the time.
Exactly, I really do. He forgets that he's done some things. real quick. Turn around and do them right back again.
Move on. They scratch you and they're like, all right, it's done. I'm over it.
Right. Turn around and do it again. Start chewing on the plant. You scream at him and he get down, and then 5 minutes later he back up there. See what I'm saying? Like cats and animals get the most grace.
Oh, forget it.
But yeah. Well, we've had a great conversation with you guys today. I don't know if we helped clarify anything about love, but we had some great readings of lyrics, and
we got a playlist. We got a playlist for love, right?
We got our love playlist started with 3 songs so far.
From gospel to R&B, some old school soul music.
You know? So when you get ready to make some love, you know,
that's it.
Y'all on y'all way. Y'all remember them songs that we gave you, know? Get your little love playlist going. Like back in the day when we had them CD players, you know, you burn your little CD. If you was real old school, you know, I was in that era, you know, you had your tape deck, you know. Cassette tapes didn't last long, but they were here for a short time. And they helped out for the good times. You got to do them right though. You couldn't just do like a CD and reburn it or something.
No, you got to be careful.
But yes, I think we had a good conversations. Hopefully we scratched some surface on trying to figure out what love is for us individuals. That's always going to be an ongoing thing on what it is, because it's going to be evolutionary as we continue to grow. But I hope that you guys find yourselves in happy, loving situations. You love yourself enough to start your healing process and your growth for your journey, for your love life. If you're in one already or you're looking for one, it's always going to be about evolution of it all. It's always growth in it. Love is an action, so it's always going to be a force that is moving, and you have to move with it. So I do pray that you guys are moving in your love languages, in your love stance, in your happiness, and you find your loving place. You know, we're going to find Shawn some love when he get out of his whole phase. You know, I don't know when the whole phase is going to start, but you know, we got to get you through the whole phase first. And just put Shawn in all kind of phases just now. That's what you get for not paying attention.
Sabotage my name.
I'll be the best teacher in the school. Oh, so you're not paying attention, huh? It's not sabotage. You know, we got to get you in your whole phase so you can get out of it, so we can find you some love. You know, we need you in the little whole phase. Get that out your system real quick because you was married. We don't want you.
No. Don't put that on me. Not with the panorama and every type of...
Okay, well, you could be a, you know, not a big hoe.
STD. No, I don't want it.
You ain't got to be hoeing. Yeah, hey,
I can do some light work.
You know, little phone conversations here.
A little light work at it.
Little phone hoe. HEAUX for those that can't spell how. We don't need you watering everybody's lawns and nothing like that, but you know, little conversations here and there, you know.
Let me run the Jasmine Sullivan soundtrack. It's gonna be in my playlist.
Come get your feelings. No, we need you on that Jasmine and Ari Lennox. You need that one, that new one. You know, you gotta get on that one. So that's gonna be on that playlist.
Got it.
What I'm saying? We're gonna put you on that 403 playlist.
Jeez, you have me out here.
You on that 403 playlist in reverse. You know, you just they want to sit on it. You know, little sham, you know.
Yeah, that song. When I was like, "What? Sit on it?" I'm like, Jasmine, whoa.
She said she wants to see what that mouth do. You've been talking. I'm just saying. Put some action behind that mouth.
Oh,
Show me
indeed.
love. Show me the love. Go ahead, Jasmine. I'm with you, girl. Oh my God. So Shawn, yes. I won't be here this weekend because I'm gonna be living it up with Music Soul Child and all these other hippies at the Smoking Groove concert this weekend. So
Well, have fun, take pictures,
you know I will.
videos on your IG.
As long as they let us, I will.
Yeah, even if they don't, you will.
Yeah, somehow I will. Somehow the whole GoPro will be up in there like, got it on my head. So are y'all seeing this? I'm dizzy. Trying to watch her video. I am dizzy.
Like, Jay, come on, giving me epilepsy over here.
You didn't have one moment of standing still? No.
Just turn the video off and let me hear the sound, man.
You didn't look at the stage not one time, huh? You over there on the ground talking about something.
What happened? You passed out?
Over there twerking and stuff. I can tell twerk. That ain't even a twerk song. What are you doing?
Exactly. Let's get ready to say, if you twerking the Music Soul Child, you on something. You doing a drop it challenge to Music Soul Child.
Actually, can't because it hit the slow beat. It was as soon as he go in that high pitched love, I'm gonna go.
Drop it,
Drop it down.
It's gonna be like, ma'am, wrong show.
And with my hands up. So many people. We all out here now.
Too funny.
But yes, I don't know what I'm gonna give my thoughts on this week's episode. I don't know if I even want to. I'm really trying to stay out of it.
I guess we'll see whatever they bring to us.
Yeah, I am already partying. I'm already having fun. I've been partying since this past weekend, child. The party don't stop in March. But yeah, we'll see what they bring to you. So I know you'll give them some straight facts of whatever you feel or whatnot. It just sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, more drama, But listen, let's see what it is.
We'll see. So you guys, you know how to find Shawn. Y'all find that man wherever he is, because he be everywhere on these streets when he's on these streets.
No, everywhere no more.
When he's on these streets, he be channel hopping like they clubs.
No, not this is a new year, new me, Jay. That's why I took time off, because I need to streamline, and be really focused on my purpose, be intentional, so you will only see me in a few places, and I got to work on some content for my channel, which I'll be dropping this week. So
good deal.
Get back at that, get back on point. Time management is key, so you'll see me in select places. Here's one of them little black book is the other, and my channel. That's all you'll see me.
Yeah, you tired of spreading yourself thin, huh?
It's a lot,
It is
and
a lot.
listen, if I didn't have a full-time job, then I would be like, because I love it, but balancing all of that and a full-time job, it's very, very demanding. So need to really, be very, very particular and intentional with my time going forward.
Definitely feel you on that, because it is a lot trying to balance it and still have some type of a life.
Exactly, right?
and still have some type of a life. But yes, we do it for you guys because we love you guys' energy when you guys come in these chats and talk to us and be crazy with us.
Yes,
So
we have a blast.
don't feel crazy alone in this world.
This is our extended YouTube family, you know?
I know. Showing us love on a regular, and we appreciate you guys just as much as you guys appreciate us. Because without you guys, we're just up here bumping our gums at each other for no reason.
You know it. And yes, Tiffany, I'm on my Peloton. So yes. I was traveling the last couple of weeks, so I didn't get a chance to get on while I was away, but we back at it.
Is she on your Peloton group, Tiffany?
I don't think so.
No, because I know y'all be having y'all little groups.
Yes.
Getting up and nothing. Yeah, see, we're gonna keep him on it though. See, we're gonna keep him an honest man.
Yeah,
That
the
you do nothing else.
producer out here, so she's like, "All right, what we doing? Where we going?" She had a law school event tonight, so she would have been with us.
Yeah, sharing what newfound marriage love is like. That marriage love, that hit different.
That new. That new.
That hit real different.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what that feel like. I want to know what good love feel like. Oh, okay. Anyway, y'all. I'm about to have y'all in concert right now.
Exactly.
Be like my auntie with her damn microphones. I forgot too.
Have us a YouTube karaoke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Shawn, she be down here on the first. You need to come down.
Oh, that's it. I gotta meet Auntie.
Yeah, you gotta meet Auntie, child. She over here telling your cousin, talk about, you need to know who I am. I'm the one. Everybody need to know me.
Oh my goodness.
I said, Lord, child. Told her daughter, she said, you are so popular because of your mother. You're gonna be the populist one at the hospital. Talking about she about to sing when the baby come out.
Can't have nothing, huh? She can't have nothing.
Oh, it's about to be a fool. My auntie about to cut up at that hospital when that baby come out. I said, you gonna take the microphone and the name with you? Announcement: my grandbaby is coming. I'm a grandma. That's what she said. She said the baby gonna call her Glammy.
That's it. She's not nobody's grandma, huh?
Not a grandma at all. She was like, it's Glammy. It's Glammy. I said, okay, child, I'll leave you alone. You are happy about this. But anyways, we gonna get off because we got work tomorrow and stuff, and some of y'all do too. So thank you guys for coming and spending time with us. If you are catching this replay, please hit the like button for us. It helps out with the algorithm and everything. And hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Might as well hit the bell because that's on the next way there, so you can get all the notifications. Go over to Shawn Unfiltered, hit his like, share, and subscribe buttons as well because they are all there posted just in the same spot. So you click, get them all done. And good night until next time. You guys have a great one. All right. Bye.